All right, hello everyone. So today's Tuesday. Let's take a look at what's going on. Now, remember yesterday it was a swing day for gold, and the market just kept going up, which is what we were expecting because I did say we should get to this PST level on the daily and the weekly, and those were the price levels, and this is where we got to. Now, these were the swing hours for those days. Now you can see the market didn't quite get there at the swing hours, so you shouldn't have sold here. But if you did sell here, you would have had a tight stop loss because the market should not have gone any higher. And remember, I said yesterday you should be following it to these hours and closing, and the market did get up there. Okay, so yesterday I put the trade in right in this zone here. I've also posted that on Twitter, and then the market just took off, as you can see, and then pushed into those levels. I took profit here and got out. So that's basically what I did yesterday. Didn't push it out too far because my time, as you can see, that's already my evening. All right, so getting out, taking profit at the take profit level and getting out is the way to go, because that's my evening session, and it's evening at home. So, but you could have easily moved stop forwards and pushed it in as well. Now today I've already posted the swing hours and posted them on the website at 6:14 my time here. You can see we've got a bit of a rush here, and at 3:30 the main action is going to be ending. So the market should then, after the news, should make a move which should continue until closing. So I'm going to put closing, just going to put that as, let's say, 23:45. All right, there, and that should be it there on gold. All right, this is gold. Just put them up like you would for whatever you're trading. If you're trading the indices, I'll talk about it in a minute. So this is gold, as you can see. Now the next swing day for gold is Wednesday. All right, so two things can happen here. We're either going to have a dump down, okay, and then push up, or the market's just going to keep pushing up into Wednesday. So what can possibly happen? If you're going to go long today and follow the impulse wave, the market should make a comeback at least down here. This is your impulse wave, and if you want to go long with it, you should dip down into this 37 to 25 zone here, because on the 1 hour that's where your manipulation is. Okay, so coming down into that zone is okay, and you can see there's trapped volume here as well. So selling down into it doesn't look like a bad idea either, simply because on the price we are at the tops here. Okay, so this is still a top kind of zone. Now remember, the market sooner or later needs to break down, clean the levels and clean the gap, okay, down to here. Just clean this gap here and then push up. Okay, so at the end of the day, sometimes one way or another this is going to have to come down and break and then go up, but the market is, as you can see, going up. Okay, now once we break out on a PST, this is why I also said selling yesterday at the right time on the PST level is not a bad idea, because we had a breakdown here, but now we've got to break out on the daily, so standing in front of it is not a good idea. Also, this, you can see this line here, this is your LCL1, it's 2,447.97, so let's say 2,448, which is going to be around here. All right, so there as well. So this zone is also going to be a buy zone. This is a buy zone. So the market's got a bit of room to come in my opinion, come down. If it goes up into the swing hours, if you want to push down, I'd say it's okay, but just be mindful that there is an impulse move up. Okay, and a PST breakout, which we need to be mindful about. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now the euro dollar does have a swing day today, and it had one yesterday. If that's the low, then that might push up, or this could be the swing high and then sell off. That's 67 on the daily, 1.0968. So 1.0968 is there, and this could be a target. Okay, so if the market moves up, I think going up there is okay. As you can see, it was going sideways. If you bought yesterday on the lows, these are levels we gave yesterday, okay, because that's the zone there. This is the PST zone, and I said you could buy then, okay, because that was the PST level. So if you bought, fine. Now this was not yesterday, this wasn't an hour, I think 5:15. I don't recall having a 5:15 yesterday, maybe 5:30 there. Okay, so if you still bought, you should still have made money because it didn't come back down, and that's fine. And if you want to follow this up, you can into that level, and that might be your Tuesday. Okay, so market coming up into that 0970 as well, so 67, 1.0961 and 70. All right, so this is going to be your zone, 1.0961 to 70. So it's only 9 pips, no big deal. There, all right. So if it pulls back, you can go up. If it breaks above the high of yesterday, then pulls back, you can go long and target that zone. And then you should think about selling. Let's check out the weekly. This is the weekly at 60.0944. So we need to break above the 0944. Okay, this is going to be your first resistance. Okay, if it breaks above that, if it breaks, touches that, and then pulls back quickly, the market may sell off. So you've got to be careful here. This is a tricky zone. Okay, if it breaks above and closes above that and then pulls back, it's safer to buy. And then it's also good to sell up here if it gets up there. SP 500 today and tomorrow is a swing day. We want to sell it up there, so if the market gets into there or into that trend line here where the market is going down, I'd say it's okay to be selling off. Okay, now obviously we've got news, so you've got to take care of the news. We've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday news day, so be mindful for the news. You've got a pre-news setup today because the news is coming out at 3:30, and you've got a 3:15 setup today. All right, 3:15, yeah, 3:15 setup, and then the market should push and make a pushy move the other way. All right, let's do that, and that's that. So going into there, if the market comes down, going into there is okay. If we're going into there, going down is okay on these swing days. Now I've got a PST breakout here. Okay, so following it up somewhere is okay. On the weekly, we've got room to go up, and what you've got to be careful about is the lower that 5391. Okay, so 5,391 will be your first target there, okay, which is pretty much that blue line. Okay, so yeah, as you can see. All right, let me refresh this so we get our daily lines into place, and this is it. Okay, so moving slightly up, not a lot of action yesterday, but the news today should give us some momentum, and also tomorrow and Thursday. Okay, with the indices, yeah, like I said, try to set it up on the New York session if you can, and that's about it. So the 1:15 to 1:45, 11:20 to 12 o'clock, and the New York session will be the way to go. Okay. Now then, let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. Now, indices are all going together, so Tuesday is a swing day for Dow Jones, and if we come back down, buying may not be a bad idea. 42 is a price of 39,236. 39,236. So if it comes down, 39,236 is around here. So if it comes back down onto the weekly pivot, this zone here, sweeps the stops here, because this is like perfect for stop hunting, and then going back up might be the way to go, and then that would be your low of the week, and then we'd head up into that direction. That's the pullback, so we'll have an A, B, C pushing up into there, and then 60 will be a target, which is going to be 40,534 on the daily. If you check out your weekly, it's right on the dot there, so this is a bit tricky, because on the weekly we've got room to come down, on the daily we've got room to go up. Okay, so what does that give us? What does that tell us? If it breaks below this and closes below there, then I'm going to extend this, okay, because then we've got room to come down. Okay, so I'd be careful with the indices. This week might be a little chop because of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday news coming out. Okay. Tomorrow is also on Wednesday. We're going to have some news which is going to be good for the setups as well. And then on Thursday too, we're going to have a sudden move after the news, which should be pushing us as well. So both Wednesday and Thursday are looking like action days. Okay, so be mindful there. If the market comes down, breaks below, starts hanging around there, you understand there's room to come down. There's a gap there. It could push all the way down, so be careful because of the weekly. On the monthly, this is also a breakdown, so market going up somewhere to sell is not a bad idea, and that could pretty much be there or even into that zone there, 4,411, because it will close the gap at 4,411 and 4,582. Okay, so on the monthly we could still be going down, which is fine, but after this ABC. Okay, so if the news is good, we've got room to push up. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. With NASDAQ, as all indices, they're moving together mostly. This is the weekly, as you can see, so the market's got room to push up from here. On the monthly though, it looks like it's done the target. The low it's done is 55.68, so it still hasn't really touched it there. Oh yes, it has, 55.57, so it's pretty close. Okay, because the low that it did was 68 and we had 55.57, so that's pretty close. Okay, so going back up to retest and then to sell off is again on the cards here, and as you can see, it's closed that gap, so selling again after it closes. There are no gaps here on the weekly. On the daily, coming back up a little bit into here, this zone to sell off is okay. You can also mark this bar with all the indices, okay, but it's pretty big. Okay, when the bar is this big, what you can do is just come back to your 1 hour chart, okay, and see where you can get in the game. All right, and that's basically where you can get in. This is the place where they sold off heavy, so this zone is okay. Also there are gaps here, so this is also okay. All right, into there. Okay, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay, I don't trade NASDAQ, but it doesn't mean it's not tradable. Whenever you can see your position there, it's okay to trade it on. Now remember, yesterday I said if it goes up, you can sell it off again. So it's closed up, so we can still have this A, B, C going up. If Monday, because Monday was a swing day for Bitcoin, if that's the low, we got room to push up. Okay, so market coming down, A, B, C up is okay. So if you're day trading it, okay, if you're day trading it, if the market comes down, going up is okay. So the news might be good, all right. If the news is good, these will all go up, and they look okay to go up because you can see with the indices as well, they've come to a place, they've bounced off, so the pullback to go up is looking legit. Okay, so if you break above the highs, then the pullback to go up is looking okay. Just make sure you got your levels like I've kind of like marked them in here. Okay.